Hi there everyone, from the same company that brought you the Rapid Fire Roundup intros comes Chris Yee's Top 100 Games of All Time intros. Why am I simply rehashing every joke that I've already done? It's because you're creatively bankrupt. Thanks, Professor. Welcome out to the next part of my top 100 games of all time. This time I'm going to be going from 90 to 81. There's still quite a few new games in here. New games are going to be, I think, generally popping in on some of the lower ranks, and then over time we'll be moving up. But don't you worry, there will be plenty of new games as well throughout the rest of this series. But let's kick it off with my number 90. 90 is Meadow. This is a game that's the first time on my list. I was a little bit surprised it didn't make my top 100 last year. But just the more that I've played this, the more that I've really appreciated it, and I think that it's a lot of fun. I love the idea that thematically and mechanically, everything in this game works together so well. You're building up a beautiful landscape, observing all of these different parts of nature that kind of build off of each other. When I first played this, I said, I can't believe that this is so mechanically thematic. Everything in here makes sense for what you're doing. It's very pleasant. I like the worker placement type thing going on with the sticks, the fence post that you're grabbing cards, doing the little grid type thing. But ultimately, I just like the combination of all these things together, and I have such a nice, serene, peaceful time. And it's strange because I haven't even tried out the expansion yet, but I really want to. So I think my big takeaway is that I oughter expand this. My number 89 is a veritable classic. It is Carcassonne. This is a tile-laying game that has been on my top 100 list since the first time I did it back in 2018, where it was my number 19 game. And then last year it fell to 73, this year down to 89. This is a game that I still love and I still hold on to, and I really love the idea of just drawing a tile and placing it out somewhere onto this map. You're kind of creating a map. It's a shared player experience, and it feels so light and enjoyable, but after you start to play it more and more, you realize there's a lot of opportunities to be quite cutthroat with it. I've enjoyed Carcassonne. I have played a few of the expansions now, which I had not before, and I even tried the Mist over Carcassonne cooperative one, and I thought that was pretty good, but I still love just kind of the standard classic, the original and true Carcassonne, so that's my number 89. Going from one of the oldest classics on my list to brand new stuff, my number 88 is Turing Machine. Turing Machine is a very, very satisfying brain logic puzzle that's kind of posed itself as a board game, but one that I really enjoy. I like playing it with multiple people because you're trying to race for it, sure, but I enjoy it probably just as much solo. This is one that I would love to have just set up on a nice little corner cubby of a house somewhere. Every morning I go out there and just do my daily Turing Machine, break that secret codification, decrypt the message. I really like trying to find the solution to this. I love the physical design, the punch cards, the way that they overlap and give you only the information that you need as you do each logic test on it. It's a weird one to explain, to express exactly what goes on, but very satisfying for my mind for what's going on here. So new to the list, number 88, Turing Machine. Beautiful, fantastic, and a lot of fun. My number 87 is probably my favorite detective-y, crime-solving type game, and that's Micro Macro Crime City, or Full House, or Roundup Kick, or whatever all the different ones are called, or are going to be called. They're all just kind of getting longer names too. But Micro Macro is a great system wherein you have a big map, fold-out road map, it looks like, of a city, or as we've learned, a quadrant of a city, and you are trying to follow a single case, follow a single instance going around. But the thing is that this map is not a snapshot in time, but rather a lot of different moments in time. So as you follow a person in a hat around a corner, you're actually going to see that same person in the hat later in the day. If you trace backwards, you see them earlier in the day. And so you get to solve these different questions and solve these crimes. It's so much fun, such a great family game. My number 87 this year, but last year it was number 85, so it's sitting right there. I've played a lot of cases of this, and I plan to play many more. So Micro Macro Crime City, my number 87. At 86, another new game from last year. This one is Endless Winter. Endless Winter is big and has a kind of a bombastic production, but at its core, I really enjoy what's going on in here. This is a game that makes Stan Kordonski kind of stand out to me as a designer. I played a few other of his games since this one, and I'm really enjoying what he does. Fantasia Games is also doing great development and production work, so I'm really liking everything. Endless Winter mixes an idea of worker placement driven, but then you have a bit of a deck building underlying mechanism to it that can boost the strength of the worker actions that you take. There's only a few actions you really do over the course of the whole game, but each one of them can count and can do a lot of different steps to it. So it lays it out in a way that's approachable. It has a bit of a table spread, but it's also gorgeous, so I'm really enjoying this one, hoping to look forward to more plays of it. So at 86, Endless Winter. For number 85, going back to games that were on my list last year, this one is Mining Colony. This was 48 last year. Now it's sitting at 85, so it's dropped quite a few spaces, but it's still very much a game that I enjoy. It's a game that packs a lot of punch for a small box, small table space, and what you're doing is you're just kind of trying to bid for priority turn order so that you can grab the best grouping of tiles and bonuses that you can put onto your board. It's a tile laying, puzzly type of game where you're trying to make certain combinations of spaces, 2 spaces, 3 spaces apart, and you get really big bonuses for that. I really love the race aspect of this. I love that the cards that you don't use can be held on for points at the end of the game. Like I said, a lot going on for a very simple framework. Dr. Finn games can range from very light float away, forgettable, to something like this, which is crunchy and thinky, and yet still so simple and approachable. That's why it's sitting at 85, Mining Colony. My number 84 has been around the block for a while. That's St. Petersburg. Back in 2018, this was number 15 on my list. I love it that much. Last year, it fell down to 37. This year at 84. Just not playing it as much, but it's such an excellent, such a great little simple game. It's engine building with 2 very simple things. You're getting more money or you're getting points. And there's a fun tipping point where you're trying to find the balance of when to focus more on getting points, but you get some of those early because they'll just keep paying you over and over and over again. I have a lot of fun with this one. The looks could use a nicer look, but the core gameplay is so good as you're just trying to collect these different buildings and notable citizens, and mostly workers. The workers give you the money, you need the money. Then you get the nobles, then you get the power. So that's my number 84, St. Petersburg. My number 83 is Revive from Aporta Games. This is a new one to the list. Hasn't been on here before, obviously brand new game. I really enjoy the things you're doing in this one. You're trying to roam around this board and explore different areas. You're getting new cards to play into your deck. It's a deck building game where you always basically kind of see half the deck at a time. But my favorite part is trying to increase on these 3 different tech trees that are kind of interlocked with each other. I really like the visualization of this. I really love getting those new microchips that increase the power of your cards. There's so much going on, a very thinky game, one that I find myself very satisfied with every time that I play it. Trying different approaches, trying to get lots of cards that can stack, or maybe just getting a bunch of microchips to make every single card that I play to an area worth a bunch of bonus resources. Very satisfying, very fun. My number 83, Revive from Aporta. My number 82 is a roll and write game called Rolled West. This is a roll and write distillation of the original Gold West, which may or may not be further up on my list. Rolled West is great. It's number 82 this year. Last year was 41, so it's moved down quite a bit. There are so many good roll and write games, so this one doesn't get pulled out as often as I would like, but I really enjoy this one. It doesn't have all of the things carried over from the original main board game, but it does the parts that I think fit best in this small format. I really love that there's the boom town that you get to, you can get special abilities, and as you pay for them, you're eliminating the opportunity for every other player there to get them. So it's a roll and write game with a little bit of teeth because that priority really matters, or filling contracts. Once I fulfill a contract, no one else can. They have to cross it out. And I like that. I feel like this is one of the first games that kind of had a little bit more of that type of player interaction. Not strong interaction, but some there for a roll and write game. Fun dry erase markers and everything. I'm really charmed by this one. So I hope that this one gets picked up as the original Gold West did as well. That's my number 82, Rolled West. Closing out this video at number 81 is Nidavellir. Nidavellir is a really interesting set collection game where you're using these coins
You're almost auctioning 3 auctions at the same time, and you're kind of programming them out. But you're not really spending money or anything. You're just basically trying to prioritize the order of getting those cards first. And then do you want to complete large sets of the same color? Huge bonus points. Or a lot of different full collections of all 5 colors of dwarves? Big bonuses from getting the leader cards. This is one that was number 57 on my list last year and has moved up to 81 this time. Moved down quite a few spaces. I was hoping that the expansions would maybe keep my interest in this one a little bit more, but I haven't really tried them. But I still love the core of this base game, the opportunity cost that you're constantly weighing, and the different priorities that you're trying to lean into. So, sitting still pretty comfortably on my list at 81, Nidavellir. That wraps up this one here, so thanks so much for coming by another one of these. Make sure to watch everybody else's, and stay tuned for next week as I go through 10 more amazing games in my top 100 games of all time as of 2023. My name is Chris Yee. Hope that you have yourselves a fantastic day.
Welcome out to the next chunk. I don't like saying that.